Yo, what's up, guys? I was inspired to make a video like this after watching other Hypixel UHC highlights and experiencing the new meta for myself. I also thought that since many of my viewers came from Hypixel UHC, I owe those guys a response, at least, as to why I don't play as much UHC as I used to. So the gameplay you're seeing right now is just the first game I played in a while, and I got pretty lucky, but you'll see what happens in a bit. For those who are unfamiliar with the recent changes, the Fusion Armor Craft was introduced among other things, but the Fusion Armor Craft is really the main thing that I'm concerned about. Historically, Hypixel UHC has been tremendously difficult to play for new players since the game mode is super dependent on overpowered custom crafts attainable only by those who pay enough money and or play enough. So, of course, there have been exceptions to this rule. For example, I started a Road to 7-star series after watching a YouTuber named Scotty try it, and I was able to get to 7-star despite the disadvantage, which gave me hope for the game mode. Despite that, it required dedication and familiarity with UHC, which is not a reasonable expectation for new players, so even my series had its own shortcomings. That guide was made a long time ago, and since then, the meta has changed. Now I will say that it's not impossible to make it as a new player, but it has now become more difficult with the new craft. The Fusion Armor Craft is a Protection 5 piece of diamond armor, obtained by placing any 5 pieces of diamond armor into the crafting table, and it costs a lot of coins to unlock. As a result, it is only really attainable by experienced players who had saved up enough coins in advance. Considering that the most popular and viable strategy for low stars is to snowball, this makes it more difficult to win because high stars who snowball have an additional tool that you don't have. So what does this mean? Well, it means that if you choose to snowball, you have to eliminate all other players who snowball as well. You can't let anyone get stacked off of snowballing or else they're guaranteed a Protection 5 piece of armor. So in any particular game, it's not enough to win your first few fights because the rate at which you snowball will be exceeded by someone with that craft. And this means that if you fight that player after they've made their first piece of armor, you can have your game ended prematurely, yielding less score and coins in the long run, or you will forfeit the win if you decide to take other fights. It's still possible to get score, don't get me wrong, but you now have a greater chance of losing out on score you would have been able to get before the craft was introduced. Since I'm sort of a mid-star on Hypixel, I don't have the craft, and it essentially means that it's harder for me to get recorded wins for you guys, not to mention that I only have time for possibly 2 to 3 games per week, which is not enough to consistently get wins, at least at my skill level. So that is sort of why I've chosen to put more energy in the invaded lands, because it's easier to get recordings, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So for the Hypixel fans, I apologize for the lack of content, but maybe I'll be able to start posting more videos if you guys are okay with games that aren't wins. So be sure to let me know. Anyway, that's just a quick take on the new craft, and I hope you guys understand. Hopefully I can start posting more videos soon, but I have final exams coming up, so uploads will definitely be sporadic, at least for the next week. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace. Reasonably low. Never mind, I think he's a little too stacked for me. Preserve this head if I can. Oh no. What is that? That's amazing. Holy crap. That dude was so stacked. I don't know how you compete against that. Well, that's my best attempt. I don't want to play anymore. This game's doo-doo. Yeah, I actually don't know like how you compete against that. Like, it literally, if anyone else snowballs with you, and you don't have fusion armor or anything, like, you're done. It's so hard to compete. But that's some UHC gameplay for you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.